Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel, and no, don't worry, this rigid picture here is not an error or something. It's just a sign that this is the second part of a flea market toy hunting video, and as always I did not film a separate introduction to that video, so you just have the voiceover here. Yeah. We're gonna pick up exactly where I left you with the last video. I changed flea markets. It's still the same day, but I decided to go to a second one. This one was the big one at Karlshorst, Trabrennbahn Karlshorst. And yeah, let's see what we can find there. Have fun! This is Peaches and Cream Barbie's dress. Obviously not a real Barbie. Oh, here's an old superstar. No. She has the superstar face, obviously, but also the superstar paint. Don't think that it is real, like the superstar Barbie, but... Oh, another head. She's more like late 80s, early 90s, I guess. No. She has also a loose head. Well, don't know who she is. Is another one? From the eye and lashes, she's more in line with like mid 80s, like something like but well, these when they have this lots of lashes, I always think of Day to Night, and maybe this is Peaches and Cream. I think this is Peaches and Cream. Sadly, she has these things in her. I think this is Peaches and Cream. No, it can't be. She has straight arms. Unless someone changed her head, which also would be possible. But from the face, she really looks like Peaches and Cream. There's a Teletubby. Oh wow, I don't know like exactly who this is, and she's in bad condition, but she has a Steffi face. Oh, wow, I love that face. She might be older. Whoa, she has also very chewed off hands. And the legs, but the face is cute. I don't know. Should I grab some of them? Depending on the price. Probably it's antique dealers and they want a lot of money, I guess. What is... This is Mermista. This is She-Ra. She-Ra, Princess of Power. Definitely Mermista. Oh, nicey. Maybe there's more? Maybe there's Mermista in here? I would like to have the Peaches and Cream dress though, but it's in pretty bad condition, to be honest. But nah. Maybe I should start putting them somewhere here. I'm interested in this dress, not in the doll. I'm interested just in this head, to be quite honest. And the body is pretty bad. Oh, this doesn't even match. Oh, this is a skipper body. This is a skipper body and the Barbie. No wonder why this doesn't match. Isn't this Peaches and Cream? Well, this can't be because she has the straight arms. Oh. Loose heads. Oh, for a second I thought this would be something from My Little Pony, like from one of Megan's outfits, but no. A couple of shoes, maybe? Not too interesting. No. Is this a veil for something? I don't know. Is this a real Barbie dress? No, it doesn't feel like. Nah, it's not. Maybe, but. Yeah, this flea market mostly consists of antique dealers. So in terms of Barbie, you sometimes find them, but they are kind of expensive and in bad condition. And this little box you saw it was not really a exception. He actually wanted 10 euro per doll, and you saw how bad condition those dolls were. So I was like not having it. I told him, yeah, well, look, some of them are 80s Barbies, whatever, blah. They're not in good condition. Here the hair is cut, here the body is not even there. This is just a floating head in there in that box. And I was like, I would pay maximum maybe 3. And it went back and forth, and I actually told him, yeah, that I actually also want this dress. And in the end, I got the doll and the dress, and actually he said no, take the other doll as well. So this was the doll that originally had this dress on. I really didn't want her. She's just a clone doll. I will talk about her still in a couple of minutes, but I got everything for 5, which then I still consider it pretty good, because this is actually a very, very cool Barbie. It's not Barbie, it's a PJ, and she officially, I think now, is my oldest Barbie in my collection. Because she is from the first original, the Sunset Malibu Barbie line. She's the PJ. This one was released in 1971. The face is called the Steffi face because the first dolls that were released with that face mold, she was called Steffi, but it's actually mostly known for Barbie's, at that point, best friend PJ. What does PJ stand for? Nothing. She has always just been called PJ. There's no, you don't know if she's called Pamela, Janet, or whatever. And this is like, I know it also from collectors. A lot of people really love that face. She has these puckered lips a little bit, like she's smooching, and she has really wonderful eyes in this case. PJ mostly was released with these 2 pigtails and with beads. I just recreated that now. She had actually always colorful beads. Her pigtails would be a little longer, but Barbies from that era, you can't just think of, you know, your 90s girls with super voluminous long hair. That has never been the case with Barbies back in that era. They always had pretty short and just straight hair. Except for the very vintage ones. They had also the curled hair and the bubble cuts, whatever. But in this era, which I still consider the mod era Barbies are, like, you know, from the mid 60s onto the early 70s. Mod just stands for modern. That was just, Barbie got a little bit more fashionable at that time. Well, in the very beginning, in the late 50s, early 60s, she was very much pretty modest, long dresses, and not really fashionable for the youth at that time. But in the mod era, they changed that up. And I would still consider her to be a mod doll. Yeah, whatever. This Barbie line was very, very well received. They were more budget friendly.
and they had a deep tan because tanning was all the rage in the early 70s. So this girl has a very, very deep tan. They were released all with bikinis. That's why I put her now on a bikini. Obviously, that's not her original one. She came in the pink bikini. Had also pink glasses. I gave her other glasses now, and I recreated her hairstyle at least a little bit. I just made these beads myself on little rubber bands. That's the best I could do. Her hair, as I said, wasn't even that much longer. A little bit longer, it's just a little bit cut. She has this side parting. That's how you can see she originally came on this hairstyle. And yeah, I just covered her very, very chewed off hand with this towel, which is obviously not her original towel, but these Malibu Barbies came with a towel, and then I put her just on these simple heels. You see her feet are just like chewed off. Her body is not the best, but it's also not the worst. I think when I have time, whatever, I might rehair her, because obviously under here you can still see that there are lots of rows missing. But like this, she is representable. She is so cute. She is one of the most beautiful like face molds, the Steffi face mold. So I'm more than thrilled to have her. Yeah, and I wanted this dress. This one now is 80s, 85, 84, when Peaches and Cream Barbie was released. It is super iconic. I think it's one of the most iconic Barbie dresses of all time. This one obviously is not in a very good condition. It doesn't have the straps, they are cut off. In the back it is a little bit cut or chewed off, and the whole shiny thing is gone from this more like a leathery fabric. But the skirt part is in really good condition, and of course it's also missing the kind of shawl stola thing, which would be in the same color, and you could wrap around her, etc, etc. Yeah, show you how this whole look would be pulled together. This is what Peaches and Cream originally looked like. Is there another picture in there? Probably. There she is. And you see that time online at that time. You see that dress online from time to time. I don't know, I've never really pulled the trigger because I also don't have the doll. But seeing it right in front of me at the flea market, I couldn't say no. Maybe I will even find a better one at one point. But it's just like, I just wanted to have it. So 85. I think most of the dolls, where should I put it? Somewhere here. Most of the dolls in that box were more like 80s Barbies, but I decided to not pick any of the other ones up. He just wouldn't let me leave without this because she was wearing that Peaches and Cream dress. She is a clone doll. I don't even can really tell you anything about her other than that the body is actually pretty good. It's a good body. She can still do that. She is really similar to the Petra dolls from that time, so I don't even know when she's from, but I suppose also early 80s or something like that. She just doesn't have a really nice looking face, in my opinion. The hair is horrible, the most horrible quality that you can imagine, like this polypropylene. I couldn't even brush it through anymore without just dripping it out, so I just gave her this bun, and I will not display this doll anyway. She will just go somewhere in storage, but she's not the worst, to be honest. I don't think that she is a Petra because her hair quality is not good enough. Maybe she's from that, you know, Teen Betty line, or I don't really know. I just gave her this outfit, which is a little, you know, 70s inspired because I've had this other 70s doll in there. Gave her these little pilgrim shoes, and yeah, whatever. She's not the worst, to be quite honest, but I actually didn't want to have her. She doesn't have any markings. So no company, no year, no nothing. Yeah. By the way, I did not even show you this, but let's get back to her quickly. I never had a doll that has such good, like, you know, snappable legs. I of course, the Barbies from the 90s still had that feature. but it was like you could just snap them once, and if you snapped the second movement, it already flipped back. And now look at this. And the sound. Oops, she loses her sunglasses, but this doesn't snap back. It's permanently in there, and it feels so good. I cannot even, I've never had a Barbie with such good features. It's like in the 80s they must have kind of changed that a little bit up to either different materials that they were using or just the mechanism, changing it up or whatever. 70s, top notch. So this, Mermista. This is a She-Ra doll from the second She-Ra wave, so from 86, I think that's, or 86, 87, around that time. A mermaid. I don't have that doll, but now I can look for her because I have her outfit piece, one of her pieces. But I think this is the only outfit, fashion piece that she came with. She had a shell on her back and, comb and shield, but yeah. It's a good condition. It's a little bit like roughly or whatever. It's not super straight here anymore. But this material still has this little shimmer to it, this greenish blue shimmer. This is original, this is how it looked. Some of them are really pale and look almost see-through. This is really good, so can't complain for the She-Ra outfit. Oh yeah, and this dress, I think it was on the PJ. It's not even a bad dress. I think it's 80s. It doesn't have a Barbie tag, but the quality is really good. It feels really nice. Yeah. Wonderful pastel color, so happy. Vendor booth, I've just picked up these two Barbie brushes. Why? Well, I know I pass on a lot of Barbie brushes nowadays because I have a lot of them. But just when I really like the colors, and these were just too cute to leave behind. Look at this. This is a super pale pink, and this is a, minty, seafoam greeny, turquoisey, whatever. It's a beautiful color, so yeah.
Now, this doll really threw me off. I'd never seen her and I wanted to identify her, but her head, the back of her head said the name Olmec Toys, but her body said Hasbro. So I kept thinking about how is that possible? Because Olmec Toys is actually the company, black-owned company back. I think they started in the 80s with the idea of making black versions of popular toy lines such as He-Man. So they created Sunman, but also they had other toy lines. For example, also a fashion doll line called Imani, of just black dolls with black hair structures and everything. But what has that to do with Hasbro? Why is she on a Hasbro body? And after now finally researching, I found out that apparently, this toy company at one point was sold, or the licenses, etc. So she was kind of integrated into the Cindy line, kind of same as Petra at one point, where there are also Petras in Cindy boxes, marketed as Cindy's friend. And here the same. This is actually the crimpened beat or something, Imani, so she kept her name, but as Imani, Cindy's best friend. That's why Hasbro, because Cindy was produced by Hasbro back then. This is from the 90s. This is a 90s line, mid-90s. Super interesting. I kind of regret not picking her up. I actually have the blonde version of this. And here we have the dress of the My First Princess Barbie from 89. Not sure if it's the correct doll, but look at her hair. And there's also a Petra. von der Teletubby. Even the doll inside. And I do have this one, but mine is, oops. I do have this one, but mine is really faded, and it was discolored. I tried to retrobride it, it didn't work. I hope this one is cheap. Siamore. No, Oh, she's still being TNT face. Like, oh my goodness, her body is broken to the max.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with the Polly Pocket. And let's put her aside before we get to the doll. But yeah, I also picked up the Barbie there. I never found a Polly Pocket in such a random place in a box of plushies. And I never paid this little for a Polly Pocket at a flea market. And it is almost complete. And it is in such good condition. And I was searching for it because I have the Polly Pockets from that series. So they are all, I don't even know what the series is called. They are all around, you know, styling and workout. And they have these bows. There are 3 in the row, pink, purple and yellow. My pink one is in a pretty bad condition because it was very discolored, so like orangey, and I tried to retrobride it. But as these have this pearlescent coat, it doesn't work. It just crackles. It's horrible how mine looks. So I was always like low-key searching for this one. And I found it there. And it's in super good condition. And it is almost complete. It has the doll and has 2 of the accessories. 3 accessories would be complete. This is called, oh my goodness, Styling Workout? Yeah, Styling Workout, or Polly's Fitness Studio, no matter, like, depending on if you're referring to the Bluebird or the Mattel names. So, logo, pretty good condition. Pearlescent coat, pretty good. Here's a tiny little bit of things. Maybe I can even get that off. Color, 100%. So, and then the inside is also very nice. I have shown this obviously when I got it back then, but yeah, let's get this back up again. Here we have this little stair that goes down. It's a little bit like a gym, and then here also like all these handlebars, and you can, whatever you can do a lot. For example, I put the figure already in here, in this, I don't even know what you would call this, and you can push this wheel and she can make these turns. Woo! Back and forth. Not that easy with long nails, but it's working really well. You can take her obviously out. It's a little bit difficult, but it works. No, like this. There she is. She is also in good condition. She has both arms. She has her face. Her hinge is very tight still. And you can also put her through these two. I'm not gonna do that now, but yeah. And you can put her here. And then get this wheel back and forth. So she could do her dance routine. And what's underneath? Yeah, there's a storage area, which is nice if you have Polly Pockets that have a storage area for the little pieces. It comes with these little clips. One of them, that's actually a pink one, that's missing. It's the only piece that's missing. So as these Polly dolls from the series, from the, I think they're Happening Hair series, I think that's what the whole thing is called, because they all have brushable hair. So you would be able to clip this onto the doll, and here's the brush. Here's the little Polly Pocket brush that just is more like Velcro from the other side. You could use that. So how crazy that I found this. This was so...
I didn't expect that. It's the way I film at flea markets is mostly whenever I see something toy related, a box, whatever, that I can immediately start filming. So not directly when it's at the, like, you know, the table in front of the person, then I just ask, obviously, but mostly when there's a box to rummage through, to dig in, whatever, there's nobody, then I immediately start filming when I see, and most often there's nothing. There's just, you know, plushies, whatever, and then I turn off the camera and that's it. And you don't even show this footage in my videos, because that just makes the videos even longer without any reason, because when I didn't find anything, then I mostly don't show this footage. And actually I just expected it to be like this. And then, how odd is a Polly Pocket in a box of plushies? I wish there would have been even more in there. That would have been like top notch, but there weren't more toys. You saw that. That was actually the creepiest thing. Like, just there was this red substance that was in this on this container or whatever that was, where the small dolls were in, and they were all super sticky and like, oh. But I still bought her. Polly Pocket and doll, €1. And this is also a very old doll. She's not older than the PJ here. This is a Quick Curl Barbie from 1973. So she's 71, she's 73. But I don't have any Barbies that are still on the TNT phase. TNT means twist and turn. That's more like, I would call it also the mod phase, the era of Barbie in the mod, the phase of Barbie in the mod era. And so I just got her, and yeah, her hair, etc., etc., nothing looked very good, but it's not cut at all. This is her original hair length. Quick curl means that she has a little bit of a strange hair structure. There are little wires also in there, so you can just turn them or like form them with your hands into curls. It doesn't work that good, but look, yeah, this is what I accomplished. Her head is a little bit darker than the rest of the body. That happens over time, especially with dolls from the 70s, etc. It's not as bad, so I think it's pretty common with this Barbie. I've seen her often with a discolored head. So I have given her this like 60s, well, where she's 70s, it could also still be 70s, curl here. I've put a little rubber band so it stays nice on her head. It doesn't work that good, but I mean, it's the best I could do. This is the old Barbie face. You can see it. So that Barbie face was used in the from the mid 60s on until the late 70s. So up until the Superstar Barbie era started. In between, you see it. In between, Barbie also had a different face for the Malibu. But yeah, you saw it. Her arms were
detached, and also one of her legs. You can still take them off. It's just with the legs. I managed to, obviously I put her on tights, and there's also a rubber band that I put around so she doesn't lose her leg, and the legs itself are actually in pretty good condition, same as her fingers and everything. They're not chewed off at all. And this how are you gonna do that? Let's do it like this. The snap still also works pretty good, like zack. But you know, I think I might try to get super small magnets so that these attach again. Why does that even happen? I have read and heard that actually Barbie in that time, some of the dolls don't have the best, you know, production value or whatever this. They are not produced in the best materials, especially when they started producing them also in hole again, yeah, in Taiwan. This is one that was made in Taiwan. She was made in Korea, and even before that Barbies were made in Japan. Those bodies are pretty good. The bodies that are made in Taiwan, or also maybe in other parts, are sometimes they fall apart, and this is what happens to her. It's just from time. Nobody has ripped the arms off or something. It's just that the thing that holds them together over time just, I don't know, it gets bad, and that's how that happens. I might think about getting super small magnets and then trying to reattach them via that, because when I just glue them, then I cannot move them. That would be also a shame. So I have put her on this look-alike 60s dress, because I know she's from the early 70s, but this face is, to me, it's like a 60s Barbie dress face. I don't know, which is actually from like 1999 or the early 2000s. This dress, it's just a 60s look-alike. But I put the I saw these pilgrim shoes on her, which were the main Barbie heels from that era, and I put tights on her, which I think this is a really, really cute outfit. One last look. So I'm not gonna buy tons and tons of Barbies from that era. They are actually not so much my cup of tea, but I've just gotten into them a little bit, especially in terms of learning about them, because yeah, sometimes I just don't know all of the things, but when I learn about specific things, then I get more interested, and when I recognize things at flea markets, whatever, then I'm very much more likely to pick them up. So I couldn't leave her when I saw, because I've never, like, I have seen Barbies with that face, but it's like a year ago or something, and now I was like, okay, she was so cheap, so of course. Yeah, was there anything else? Well, I think there's one last clip for you, so.
This book is actually pretty interesting. I mean, it says the complete. Oh no, it doesn't say complete. It says like compact. The compact identifying book to ID Barbies. Mostly it's the old ones. Mostly it's all of the mod girls and the real vintage ones. I kind of like this. Hey, biker mice from Mars. 1993 Galoop. That's not that bad. I just picked up this little motorcycle of the biker mice, which was done by Bully. So this is a real, I mean, it looks more like a Bendham. It's not an action figure. There's no point of articulation. That's not bad. I don't know. probably too expensive. I think the rest is the same. They always have those poor New Adventures of He-Man. And actually up there is another, let's zoom in. I just found one today and it was definitely too expensive. This is an old Superstar can. So they're in the package. Oh, and E.T. 2 E.T.s. 1, 2. The Buzz. I can't believe how lucky I was here. I wasn't even gonna go. Actually, I just wanted to go to Eastorf today. And then I decided I have enough time. Well, let's go to Karlsruhe as well. My goodness, this Polly Pocket for €1, including doll, including accessories. Here I found cool Barbies. Well, let's say the Barbies are pretty old. Pretty vintage. But also pretty bad condition. So I definitely have some work to do. The Barbie book, and I'm actually pretty happy. So
how fitting, this Barbie book. It's mostly about the vintage and the mod era. I think this book is from 1998 or something, so there are a couple of 90s Barbies in here, some collector dolls, etc. But it is, other than that, pretty much like just all, not all, but a lot of the Barbies and outfits, which is very, very good, of like from 1959 up until 70 something, before the Superstar era started. So they put it as, they put the eras together in the ponytail era, which is the earliest, so 59 to 66, then the mod era from 67 until 72, and then they call it the collector era, 73 till today, which in today they mean that's like late 90s. But this is amazing because this shows so many of the fashions, and this is just like amazing when you, I mean, these Barbies are like, you know, the super old collector, they're not collector, they're the ponytails and the bubble cuts, etc. But I'm not, obviously not really into that era. But you see all the fashions. Here's a Midge, and I think this is just fascinating. And the texts, they are kind of helpful with identifying the Barbies, etc. But they're also pretty dated a little bit, because when I started reading through it, and it was said things like, and if you have access to the internet, then you might find collectors on blah blah. But it's like, obviously they say you should buy your Barbies there and da 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 da. So it's very outdated in that terms. But in terms of the fashions and which dolls, etc., I just love it. So let's have a look. Here she is. Quick girl, there she is. This is her original outfit, and look, this also has, she also has a discolored head and body. Her original outfit, and then they go really fast through the era from like 73 onwards. Superstar Barbie. Most of it is like mod and ponytail era. So, yep. Paid €5 for this. Cannot complain. I think it's really nice because a couple of days ago I just picked up this Star Wars book about the vintage era of Star Wars toys, and now I have a book about the vintage era of Barbie toys. So all in all, a really successful toy hunt for me that day, and I hope you enjoyed this. I think the next weeks, etc., going forward, because we're getting now into the winter, although it looks super sunny today, I'm not gonna get to too many flea markets, and then, you know, Christmas stuff is coming up, and I bet you watched this video just in January, February. I have no idea. Maybe not, maybe I'm faster. But yeah, anyway, so thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon, do all of the things on YouTube that you want, or that you want to support me. So thanks a lot for watching. See you soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!